All right. So now we've got the gratitudes and we have the actionable item. The next thing is the MVP, the mini business plan. A lot of people have a hard time with the mini business plan because they can.
I am one of those people.
Well, you can get overly detailed about it. And a lot of us are way too hard on ourselves. Like we think that what we can accomplish. What's that saying? We think what we can accomplish in a year versus the 5 years. Like we overestimate one, and the day is the same way. A lot of us will like put a lot of stuff on our plate, and then we don't get it done. And then what do? Beat ourselves up. Well, maybe I need to pace myself. Maybe I need to have a better strategy. Maybe I need better time management. Maybe I need to do it at a different time. Like I need to put this first and that second. I need to put the big rocks in the jar first. All these strategies start to come to your mind when you do an MVP that are outside your reckoning when you first start doing it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
My biggest thing is that I don't in my brain count a lot of the daily stuff that just needs to get done. So the problem I'm having is like I make this list. Well, it's kind of turning into a bonus list, and then it's leading to me not getting it done, right? But what I should do is I should maybe expand this to like 15 things, but put the stuff I needed to get the checks out to the attorneys today. Put that on there so I actually have, that's going to take a lot of time out of mine.
Like today I have 17 items on my list. And some of them, my first item, check and respond to all emails, right? And that's a thing that I wake up in the morning, I look at all my inboxes. If there's a big response, that's going to take a little bit more time, but most of the time it's just a quick little thing. But I have noticed that this is helping me be a lot more cognizant of how much time things are actually, the things that I do regularly are taking me. So I think it is good to have those things that are like it's the daily repetitive task. And so I feel like you start to forget about it in a way. Yeah. And this is helping me keep it in the front of my mind. Like this is a time that I need to allocate for this thing.
Listen, I need to give myself credit for doing
I feel
the
so
daily
good.
stuff.
The crosses,
you know what I'm saying?
Feel
like
so good.
I'm not counting anything at ULG. It doesn't even cross my radar. But if I look back on the day, like some of these days when I'm not crossing everything off, by the same token, I had to sit down with the legal assistant. I taught her 15 different things that needed to happen. Well, that wasn't on the list, right? But I don't give myself credit for that.
Right.
For that I'm doing my stuff. The biggest thing I've noticed out of this though is I'm spending significantly less time in the infinity pools.
Yeah.
So just quickly, if you're the first time hearing this and you didn't listen to the podcast, the MVP is the mini business plan.
Go back and listen to the podcast.
Go back and listen to the podcast. Yes. And I'm not sure what episode it is, but the mini business plan, there's a lot of detail to it. The thing that's interesting about the mini business plan is it defines itself differently for every personality and work type and discipline. Also, the thing that I want to talk about is in the Golden Nuggets, we talked about the hats that we wear. What hat are you wearing when you write your MVP? The boss hat.
Yeah, the overarching boss.
The guy that shit's got to get done.
Yep.
No matter what, this is getting done today.
Yep.
And who is doing it? What hat are you wearing then?
Variety, I feel like. It just depends.
There's a lot of shifting going on.
Right, but most of the time, that's the doers. Those are the employees.
Right.
The employee
for
hats,
sure.
Would you say?
Sure. Yeah.
So regardless of the title, it's
definitely the doers.
The doers.
Yeah.
And so the thing is sometimes the boss has to be cognizant that the doer needs a couple layups.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A couple of attaboys. You know, this is just a pop fly that you're going to get pretty easy in field. We got this. And so I like to throw a couple baseball analogies in for
that. Was nice.
Yeah.
Saw what you did there.
Athlete.
You really know him.
I appreciate you speaking my language.
You're welcome. But you've got to, sometimes that's necessary to do that. And I've had MVPs where the first 2 or 3 things are layups. And I know that I'm doing that. Like, these are the things I go to the gym. Okay, that's what I do. That's my first thing out of bed, first thing that I do. So I'm going to write that in there. Sometimes journaling gets to be outside my scope where I need to be conscious and time block it.
Right.
And so it's just important just to keep the things on there. And I like to have the basics on there because the basics get you paid.
Yep.
The basics is what runs the machine. There's no fancy way to check the oil. Do you know what I mean? Like you gotta do it, or that
your sleeves.
Yep, you gotta do it. And so there's just no way around that. And so don't beat yourself up for having basics on there.
2 items every single day.
Biggest thing.
You follow me on that?
No,
Eat
100%.
healthy and exercise are 2 items that are on there every day. And that, for me, those are layups. Those are things where it's like, as long as I'm doing kind of my normal thing, those are always going to be checked off by the end of the day.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. So the MVP is kind of a growing flowing document, because it depends. Sometimes like I'm just, I'm clicking, man. I got stuff going on. I've got it figured out. I'm running through the day. I'll go back and look at my MVP and I'll be like surprised that I did all those things. I haven't been like looking at the MVP, but then there's other times where that's my crutch. Like, oh my God, what do I need to do? Okay, I can do that. Or whatever, you're moving through your day. But either way that it's working out for you, it's something that's important to do. I'm always amazed that when I'm not looking at my MVP because I'm just flowing, I will have everything on there done because I've written it down. And then the second part is to visualize it. Are you boys doing that?
I am, yeah.
Spending a few minutes thinking about your success in those areas.
Yep.
That's my downfall. I got to give myself credit for the stuff that is getting done. And I have found though that this is mine, and I can carry it everywhere.
Same.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, and that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I also, I will say, I broke your rules a little bit. I did save a week's worth of these, and then I because mine are sticky notes, I stuck them all together and made one really long list just to see everything that I had done for that week.
Oh yeah.
And I was fucking astonished.
Right.
I was blown away. I was like, this is the most productive week I've had in a long time.
Oh man, what a great way to do that.
Yeah.
To see those things. And so you don't have to throw it away. I like to throw it away because it's the crossing it off, like to the next level.
Yep.
Exclamation point, like see a list.
Mine is, it goes from, this is like its creation, and it goes into, I just have been sticking them back on top of each other the other direction.
Nice.
So then like, I don't know, 6 months down the road or whatever, I'll just have this giant booklet of everything that I've done. I think that's kind of fun.
So I set a goal every day to have a certain number of conversations. My first year in real estate, I kept the five scratch. I kept a list, and so I have my 3x5 cards from my very first year of the total number of conversations I had, total number of appointments set, total number of deals closed, contracts signed, all of the stuff. I kept track of that because I'm a statistics guy. I come from kind of a sports background as well, and if you're not keeping track of it, you don't know if you're getting any better.
Right.
And so I did that for my first year. I was very religious about it, and then the second year I started to like develop the habits, and the third year I became more relaxed. Now I don't do it at all because I get up and I do it. I'm doing it. I'm having those conversations. I don't need to keep score because I'm doing those things. The reason I'm sharing that story with you is because as you're doing your MVP, you'll get to the point where you don't have to keep score so much anymore because you are jumping from one task to the next so habitually. You've eliminated the time sucks, and you've really become very clear about what I need to do today, what's my intention for today, and what do I need to do in order to feel successful today?
Yeah. How
can I win today at the highest levels? So those are the questions, right?
Yeah. It's interesting you say that too. I didn't know if this was a coincidence or if this was being influenced by these habits, but in the time that we've been doing this, I've also started to I got an app that I am starting to record like very meticulously my workouts. Like that was something that I just kind of cataloged in my head and was very informal about it. Now I'm like, I really want to know exactly what I'm doing. And then same for my budgeting. It was kind of this like ethereal, and I knew I had pretty good control over it, but it was just in my mind. And now it's like, all right, we're using Mint. We're putting everything in there. I want to see exactly what's going on. And I think this is part of that too. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's something about the way that, and this is something I actually appreciate very much about you, the way that your mind works. The more that you can feel like you're gathering the information, you're going to feel more in control of your life.
Yeah.
And that feeling, it's an illusion.
Yeah.
It's just,
for sure.
None of us are in control. We're all spinning on a planet through space right now. We're about to die any second.
Stumbling in the right direction.
Don't you own a motorcycle? Anyway, the fact of the matter is that this illusion of control gives you a level of confidence. And we talked a little bit about what is confidence and what is trust. Trust is outward facing. Trust is I trust Jared because when he gives me his word, he's going to do it, or he's going to have a dang good reason why it didn't happen. Something terrible happened or whatever. But Jared will do his absolute best if he gives me his word. I trust him. Confidence is the same thing, but it's internal. How much can I trust myself? I trust myself a lot because when I say I'm going to get up and go to the gym, that's what I did.
Yeah.
When I started saving money, that's what I'm doing. When I set a goal today and I had a list of 5, 15, 17 things that needed to be done, I did those things. It's a slow building of confidence that is going to give you the power or ability to be successful in life. People can feel that.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys are like, well, I don't know how to get confidence. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
This is the math, is keep your word to yourself.
Yeah.
You guys follow me on that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The MVP is so infinitely powerful that if you're doing it right every day, you start to build this momentum of like, I can do hard things. This is easy. I got this. That's nothing.
Yeah.
And then you can look back at your week and be like, look at how much I've gotten done. I've had people follow me. I had an intern follow me, and he told me, he's like, I cannot believe how much shit you get done every day. And it's because I'm not goofing around. Because when it's time to goof around, guess what I want to do? I want to fucking goof around.
Yes. Super hard.
Super hard.
As hard as you can goof.
Yeah. I'm new boot goofing level. But when it's time to work, I want to get as much done as possible with as much intention and just do it well, fast, efficiently, right? And I don't know if it's the German in me that really appreciates that, but when I get that day done and I can throw that in the garbage, wow,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah.
To that point, doing the plan at the end of the business day before you go do whatever is your next thing has been huge for me as well.
Tell me more about that.
It just feels it feels like I am released. Like I don't have to be concerned about what I've got going on tomorrow because I handled everything today. I'm confident that I handled everything today, and I'm confident that tomorrow is mapped out for me. I don't have to think about it. I can just relax. I can do whatever my evening plans are. And I know when I wake up in the morning, that list will be sitting there waiting for me, ready, and I'll be ready to tackle it.
There's a book by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now. You guys read that book?
Yeah.
It's better to read than listen to. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If you read this book, the one thing that is the continuing theme through the book is there's different places of consciousness. If you're spending time in the past, the general feeling that most people feel if they're doing it unintentionally and they're in the past is what? Do you know? Regret.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I would have said this. I wish I would have done that. If I would have thought more.
Could have just done this.
I made that. That was a bad decision. I should have. You know what? I should have told her. And all that stuff. We
shouldn't
all over yourself. And if you're spending too much time in the future,
Your anxiety. Yep.
And where are we spending our time? Most people, if you were to look at the world in general, we're mostly in anxiety. We're worried about the future. We're worried about what's going to happen that we have no control over. It's absolutely not even true yet. It's a totally fabricated drama. And so doing this exercise gives you the ability, even unconsciously, to stay present.
That's what it really is. It's the presence piece. Yeah. It's being able to go home at the end of the workday and be present in that moment
right
now.
now.
I'm not thinking about what I did or didn't do at work.
Or what I need to do tomorrow.
Exactly. I'm just thinking about the now.
Now. Yeah. And so it's a very powerful gift in creating a centered, peaceful life. So I didn't really talk that much about it, and I'm glad you guys are running through it, doing this experiment, but these are my experiences along the way after doing it for years and years of doing it. And then you get to a point where you're thinking like, well, how can I be more centered? How can I be more grateful? How can I spend time in these spaces that I want to be in with people that I would like to be there, where before you're just in survival mode. You're just going. Christmas. Going. Christmas. You know, they got that shit out of Costco already. You know what I mean? Like going.
The music. It's the music for me.
And so it just gives you an opportunity to live an intentional life.